Hey there, and welcome back to the Blissful Biz podcast. Today, I want to have an honest chat about something I see all the time in our industry. You're teaching constantly, you're pouring your heart into creating free classes, sharing tutorials, posting valuable tips, maybe even recording mini trainings. And all of that is beautiful. It's generous. It builds trust, most definitely. But here's the uncomfortable question I want you to consider. Are you actually selling? Or are you stuck in a cycle of free content that never leads anywhere? I'm Susanne Reicher, digital marketing expert with over 20 years of experience, turned yoga teacher, turned six-figure online business owner. 10 years ago, I flew to Bali for a yoga teacher training, fell in love with the island, and decided to build an online business so I could live there. Can't be that hard, right? That decision launched me into an adventure bigger than I'd ever imagined. Over the last 8 years, I've guided over 1,000 yoga teachers and heart-led coaches how to launch and sell their digital offers, build their brand and websites, and build a profitable online business. In this podcast, I share real proven strategies and the exact steps that work. Whether you're just starting out or ready to scale, we'll dive into everything from creating offers your students can't resist to making digital marketing work for you. If you're ready to build a business that brings both freedom and success, you are in the right place. Let's start with a little distinction. Teaching is giving value, explaining, demonstrating, serving. Selling is inviting someone to take the next step with you. It's so easy to convince ourselves that if we just teach enough, if we prove we are good at what we do, people will magically ask to buy. And sometimes, sure, that happens, but often it doesn't. Why? Because people need clarity. They need a clear pathway. They need to hear your invitation multiple times in different ways. It's just human nature. So I can't tell you how many yoga teachers I've worked with who spend hours every week recording videos, writing long captions for Instagram, or sending newsletters. But when I ask, where's the call to action? Or how are you connecting this to your offer? They go quiet. And listen, I get it. Selling can feel awkward. You might worry about being pushy. You might think you need to give everything away to prove your worth. Or you might honestly not know what to say beyond, let me know if you're interested. But here's the truth. If you never clearly invite people to work with you, if you never connect your teaching to your paid offers, you're training your audience to expect everything for free. Let me give you an example. Imagine you post a beautiful reel showing a 3-minute morning yoga sequence. You share a caption about how these movements can change your day. People save it, they like it. But what happens next? Most of the time, nothing. Nothing. Unless you explicitly say, this is a sneak peek of my 6-week program where I guide you step by step to build your own daily practice. Doors are open, join me here. Something like that. Without that, you're essentially entertaining people or educating them in bite-sized pieces, but you're not creating momentum to work together in a deeper way. I want you to reframe this in your mind. This is really important. Selling is not taking. Selling is service. When you make an offer, you are giving people an opportunity to transform. to get results they can't get from your free content alone, to experience your support in a way that's more powerful and committed. And if you never sell, you're denying them that opportunity, that chance, and that's not serving. You need to sell. You need to tell them about your offers and to make it easy for them to actually sign up. All right, so let's talk about what this actually looks like in practice. Because it's one thing to nod along and say, yeah, I should be selling more. And it's another to know exactly how to do it in a way that feels natural and authentic. So here are a few shifts you can start making right now. First, pretty much every piece of content should point somewhere. And what I mean by this is, even if you're not doing a big sales push, every post, every email, every story should gently guide your audience to the next step, or at least like 90%. And this doesn't mean you're pitching constantly. It simply means you're clear about where people can go if they want more support. So, for example, if you're posting a reel about how to create a daily meditation habit, you could end by saying, want to go deeper? Download my free meditation starter kit. It has everything you need to create your practice. Or if you'd like personalized guidance, the doors to my 6-week program are open now. It's about offering a bridge between your free content and your paid support, or your freebie if you want to get people on your email list. And if you ever feel stuck on what that next step could be, ask ChatGPT something like, based on this post, what is a clear next step I could offer my audience? And you get some fresh ideas right away. Second, I want you to talk about your offer regularly, not just during a launch, not just once in a while. Think about it this way. People are incredibly busy. We all are. They're scrolling quickly and it's getting worse and worse. Everybody's just using Facebook and Instagram to be entertained right now. So they need reminders. And you can do that by sharing about your offer in different ways. Why you created it in the first place, a little bit your story, who it's designed for, the transformation it helps create. And you can also talk about what's included and why it matters. You can do this leading up to a launch. So I call this the pre-launch content runway, and that works incredibly well. Or if you have an evergreen program, you simply do this repeatedly all the time. You bring it into your content. So let's say, for example, you teach a 3-month coaching program. You could do one post about your personal story and why this work matters to you. Then you can do a next post about common myths your clients believe and how your program helps them overcome those blocks. And you can add another highlighting a client win or testimonial or case study. When you share about your offer regularly in this way, it starts to feel familiar to your audience and you build product awareness. Over time, that builds a sense of trust and confidence. And it's from that place that people feel ready to say yes and take the next step with you. If you're not sure how to keep it fresh, you can use AI to brainstorm new angles. So, for example, use this prompt with ChatGPT. Give me 10 different ways to talk about my program name. So, you enter your program on social media without sounding repetitive. So, I do this all the time when I plan my content for the month ahead. Highly recommend it. And then repurpose it. You don't have to come up with new angles every month. You can use the same angle again and again. Okay, so the third thing you need to do, and this is really, really huge, is use clear calls to action. So many of us fall back on vague language like, let me know if you're interested or feel free to reach out. And I'm sure I've done that in the past too. But I want to gently challenge you to be more direct and specific. Because here's the thing, people appreciate clarity. They don't want to guess what to do next. They don't want to overthink or wonder, what should I say? That's why one of my favorite strategies is giving people a word to comment or DM you. For example, instead of just saying, message me if you want the details, try something like, send me a DM with the word yoga and I share all the info. Or comment ready below and I message you personally. Or reply with the word training and I send you the link. It sounds so simple, but it works incredibly well because you remove all the friction. Your audience, they don't have to think about what to write. You've already told them exactly what to say. And whatever you do, don't say, click the link in the bio. Because first, Instagram doesn't really like that. Instagram, Facebook as well, they want people to stay in the app. They don't want people to leave. And people don't want to leave as well. So getting people to click the link in the bio is actually incredibly difficult. So if you instead ask in the comment, they don't have to stop scrolling in that moment. They can get back to to their inbox, when you reply to them later. It's much more frictionless. So don't use click the link in the bio. Always ask people to DM you or to comment below a post. And I'll be honest, this is something I resisted for a long time. I started using ManyChat to automate this process. So if someone comments a specific word under my post, for example, training, this is what I'm using right now, they get an automated DM from me. So ManyChat does that with a link to save their spot for my free masterclass. And at first, I was so reluctant to sign up for ManyChat. It's just another thing you have to pay for every month. It didn't feel 100% right with me to automate the conversation. I thought, shouldn't I be personally replying to everyone? So I tried it, then I canceled it, then I tried it again, then I canceled it again. And then I decided, okay, I have to really give this a go. And what I found is that now that I'm more consistent with my calls to action, it actually saves me so much time. And more importantly, it's amazing that people get the information they need, they ask for immediately, not 8 hours later when I finally check Instagram. Because here's the truth, I don't want to be on the app all the time, like all day long. I want my business to feel calm and, spending hours each day on Instagram isn't really part of that. So if you've been curious about trying ManyChat or a similar tool, I just want to share that for me, it's been a really helpful way to stay present and responsive without being glued to my phone. Give it a try. I really recommend to give it a try. Use ChatGPT to help you set it up, the automations and what to say, etc. It's so helpful with that. And it's going to automate, sending out your freebie, your free training, your offer links. So it's really amazing. And just to wrap this part up, here's a quick recap of why clear calls to action matter so much and why they are worth experimenting with. They give people an obvious next step so they don't have to wonder what to do. They take away any guesswork about what to say when they reach out. They make it so much easier for you to keep track of who's interested in working with you. And when you use tools to automate some of that follow-up, it really does make your business feel lighter and more manageable without sacrificing connection. And you can use ChatGPT to help you come up with some really great call to actions. And finally, I want to talk about something that can make the biggest difference in how you feel about selling and honestly, how sustainable your business becomes over time. Make it simpler, a whole lot simpler, by focusing on one signature offer and a funnel that supports it. One of the reasons so many yoga teachers and wellness entrepreneurs feel overwhelmed by selling is because they're trying to promote too many things at once. They have drop-in classes, private sessions, little workshops, maybe a couple of courses, and it all feels scattered. So every time you go to write a post or an email, you're wondering, what am I even promoting today? Let me tell you, when you narrow your focus to one clear signature program, everything gets easier. So much easier. You know exactly what you're inviting people into. You can talk about it confidently because you're not constantly switching gears. You can build messaging that feels clear and cohesive instead of fragmented. And when you combine that with a really simple sales funnel, like a free training or a pre recorded masterclass, it becomes even more effortless. Because here's the amazing thing that's happening: your funnel is working for you behind the scenes. Instead of feeling like you have to sell every single day on Instagram stories, you can guide people to watch your training. And in that training, you can share your story, teach something valuable, and explain your offer in a way that feels natural and authentic. Then, in your follow up email sequence, you can answer questions, share client stories, and remind people about your program without having to repeat yourself over and over manually. And let me tell you, this is the shift that changed everything in my business: creating an evergreen program. When you have a clear offer and a funnel to lead people toward it, selling stops feeling like this heavy thing you have to push. It starts to feel like you're simply guiding people step by step at their own pace to a place where they feel ready to say yes. And if you're listening to this and thinking, I'd love to have that kind of clarity and structure, this is exactly what I teach inside my program, Blissful Biz Academy. If you'd like to learn more, I have a free training you can watch anytime. It's called How to Create and Launch Your Signature Online Program and Create Consistent 5K Months and Beyond. It's a behind the scenes training for yoga teachers and wellness professionals, Pilates instructors who want to build an aligned online business and create steady income with a sales system that works every day. It's what I'm using in my business, and it's amazing. You don't want to miss this masterclass. You can find it at my website, susannereiche.com/masterclass. And I link it in the show notes so you can save your spot and get started. Okay, so just to recap, here are those 4 shifts one more time. Every piece of content points somewhere. That's number 1. Number 2, you talk about your offer regularly, not just during launches. Number 3, you use clear, confident calls to action. And number 4, you focus on one signature offer and a funnel that supports it. These are simple practices, but when you commit to them consistently, they change everything. So today, I want to challenge you. Look at your last 5 posts or emails, blog posts, whatever you created. Did you include an invitation? Did you connect your teaching to a paid way to work with you? If not, no shame, don't worry about it, but let's shift that. Decide on one clear offer you'll highlight this week, and then practice talking about it as naturally as you talk about your free content. Remember, your audience wants to know how you can help them, so don't make them guess. All right, my friend, that's what I have for you today. If you loved this episode and you're ready to learn how to build a sales system that feels authentic and easeful, don't forget to sign up for my free training. You'll find the link in the show notes. And I'd be so grateful if you'd share this episode with another yoga teacher who might need a little encouragement to start selling with confidence. Thank you for being here from my heart. Thank you for the work you do. And I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Blissful Biz podcast. If you found this helpful, I'd love it if you hit subscribe and left a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps other yoga teachers and coaches find these strategies too, and it would mean the world to me. It really makes a difference. And if you're ready to take the next step, head over to my website, susannereiker.com, where you'll find my free resources, latest blog posts, and all the ways we can work together to grow your online business. Until next week, keep building your blissful biz.